town this weekend, so I don't really know what the weather was like.
Beautiful.
Was it?
Perfect. Yes, I love it for mid-September. Temperatures that are around 100 degrees. Not too bad. Dry air in place. But things will change later this week because a good chance of rain. Tropical moisture moving into Southern California. But today, enjoy the sunshine and dry air. I'll have details on what you can expect Thursday and Friday.
Okay. All right. See you in a bit for the forecast. Thanks, Jerry. On to our top story this morning. A bomb scare in downtown Palm Springs yesterday caused heavy police presence in the area. A man driving a small SUV stopped in traffic on Palm Canyon Drive at La Plaza and told someone nearby there was a bomb in his car. Our news director David Reese was out at the scene Sunday afternoon. Here's a look at his report and some of what people had to say.
This is the conclusion of a very large police action in Palm Springs this afternoon after a vehicle and suspect stopped in the middle of traffic on Palm Canyon at La Plaza and apparently told police or left a note indicating that he had a bomb inside that vehicle.
We're coming down the street. We saw an SUV in the middle of the road, went around it, parked, and as soon as we came out, we heard some people kind of yelling, someone saying, call 911 from over the PA at the Jimmy B's bar or restaurant there. And we kind of stopped to look, and we saw a guy acting weird around that SUV stopped in the middle of the road. That, of course, led to a very large evacuation and perimeter. At 1.6 blocks of Palm Canyon Drive was closed. So were all of the cross streets here. Dozens and dozens of businesses also closed in the middle of the afternoon. Many tourists who were in the area trapped because their cars were inside the perimeter and they could not retrieve their vehicles. We do have video of the man being arrested that was shot by one of those witnesses who told us that the man was agitated and taken into custody by Palm Springs police. They immediately began working to determine if there was an explosive device inside the vehicle. Turns out there obviously was not, but a very aggressive response from Palm Springs police out of an abundance of caution to make sure they keep us all safe.
Obviously, our most important part of our whole job is to make sure the community is safe. So I think people understand. I mean, obviously, it's been a hectic week, a lot of things going on in the world, and we just want to once again make sure that we keep our community safe, and that's the most important part of this of our job.
That's the situation from here in Palm Springs. I'm David Reese.
And we thank David for that report. At around 5 o'clock yesterday, police identified the suspect in the threat, 54-year-old Cathedral City man Ched Everett Miller. According to jail records, he has posted $5,000 bail and is scheduled to make his first court appearance on November 20th at the Larson Justice Center in Indio. And we have an important update on a story we brought you last week about repeated threats to Desert Hot Springs high schools on social media. The Desert Hot Springs Police Department on Sunday announcing that they have successfully identified the source of the posts and located the suspect. It is a juvenile. This story began in the middle of last week in regards to threats made to Desert Hot Springs Middle School and escalated as the week progressed. Police saying throughout the investigation that they believe the threats to not be credible at the time, but that they were looking for a source and maintaining heavier police and security presence at the local schools. A vigil for late political activist Charlie Kirk was held in Palm Desert last night. Kirk was the founder of Turning Point USA dating back to 2012. The political activist and media personality was assassinated on September 10th while at an event for his American Comeback Tour at Utah Valley University. We spoke with one organizer at the vigil last night.
So today is essentially for everybody to come together in remembrance of Charlie Kirk, to basically reach across the aisle and let go of the vitriol and just come together as one. And I think Charlie Kirk would have wanted to have peace between all of us and to, like I said, reach across the aisle and have coordination between us and not hatred.
The vigil was held at Civic Center Park in Palm Desert. We're going to head outside and take a live look from our Agua Caliente Casino camera in Palm Springs. Let's check back in with Jerry in the Weather Center for a look at your forecast today, Jerry.
Right now, 80 degrees at the airport, clear skies over the valley, 34% relative humidity. That'll be around the teens later this afternoon. Another dry day like yesterday. Plenty of sunshine to go around. 66 degrees of thermal, 60% relative humidity. Again, that will dry out as the sun comes up. 65 degrees at Yucca Valley, 66,000 Palms. Clear, 80 degrees at Desert Hot Springs, 72 at Indio, 72 also Cabazon at Whitewater, 68 at Banning at this hour. And nothing in radar yet. That will change later this week. All clear. Dry weather pattern continues in Southern California. We'll call it hot and dry with temps just above 100 degrees for many of us in the valley with a breezy onshore flow late in the day. Dew points in the mid-40s, relative humidity in the teens, and peak temps include 100 degrees at Palm Springs, putting us a couple notches below normal there. 101 at Indio, 102 at La Quinta, Cathedral City, 103 Rancho Mirage today. Tomorrow, near normal numbers, mostly sunny skies on Tuesday, still a little bit dry, but then things change on Wednesday. Clouds begin to build over the area as we have some moisture being pulled up from the tropics, and that'll bring us a chance of rain later this week. More on that in the full forecast minutes away.
All right, Jerry, thanks. Well, there'll be a meeting tonight for District 2 residents in Palm Springs. The meeting is being held by City Council member Jeffrey Bernstein at Vista Del Monte Elementary School at 5:30 tonight. The focus of the meeting is to give city updates as well as Bernstein's planned goals for the next year and beyond. Riverside County's 30th Valley-wide Employment Expo is set to take place this Wednesday, September 17th. For 30 years now, this job expo has brought together top employers from across the region. It'll take place at Fantasy Springs Special Events Center. It's free and registration is not required. Next weekend, Cathedral City will be holding a Hispanic Heritage Block Party. It's scheduled for Saturday, September 20th in downtown Cathedral City next to City Hall. Festivities kick off at 11 in the afternoon, and the event is free to the public. It's time now for Dish Detective, where our social media contest with Dining with the Davids, where they show you a video of some of the top dishes of a local restaurant, and you guess that restaurant. It's on our Instagram page on NBC Palm Springs. If you guess the restaurant, you're entered into a drawing for a $100 gift card for that restaurant. Last week's restaurant was Ash and Vine in downtown Palm Springs. Let's see if you can crack this case. Take a look.
It's the week of September 15th, and it's time to play Dish Detective. We're going to show you 3 dishes from a mystery restaurant somewhere in the Coachella Valley. Think you know where it is? Tag the restaurant in the comments by Thursday at noon for a chance to win a $100 gift card to this restaurant. Ready, gumshoes? First up, carne asada fries, a glorious heap of golden crinkle-cut fries crowned with succulent marinated steak and a fiesta of fresh toppings. Next in the ring, birria tacos, tender, slow-braised beef wrapped in a crispy embrace, accompanied by a rich, flavorful dipping broth. It's a body slam of flavors. And finally, the Mexicali cheesesteak, a marvelous medley of savory steak, peppers, and melted cheese, all nestled in a warm roll, a true heavyweight champion of flavor. Think you can solve this Epicurean enigma? Tag the restaurant in the comments and we'll reveal the winner on the Friday morning newscast on NBC Palm Springs. The clock starts now.
Ooh, looks delicious. Well, you can find that video on our Instagram page, NBC Palm Springs. You'll have until noon on Thursday to guess it right. And don't forget to tag the restaurant you think it is. And follow both Dining with the Davids and NBC Palm Springs on Instagram to qualify. We'll reveal the winner on our Friday morning newscast. Good luck, detectives. Well, here's another case to crack. It's time for Where in the Valley, where we show you a photo of a location somewhere in the Coachella Valley, and you guess where that photo is. So let me show you. Here it is. Do you know where this is? You'll have some time to think about it, and we'll reveal the location at the end of our broadcast. I'll give you a small hint before we get there. Coming up next on your morning news, I sit down with local business owners to talk about how they're focusing on skin products for more mature skin and changing the face of the skincare industry. That's coming up next. But first, CV Sync Traffic Manager Chris Gunterson joins us to give you a heads up on all the road work and construction going on around town so you can know before you go. Let's head outside one more time. This time a live look here from our Agua Caliente casino camera in Rancho Mirage. Jerry's going to break down your full 7-day forecast for you straight ahead.
say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Babies are experts at paying attention to only what is genuinely fascinating, and we couldn't agree more. NBC committed to covering our community. You're watching NBC Palm Springs at 6.
The skincare industry is booming, projected to grow from more than $142 billion in 2024 to more than $150 billion this year. But despite that explosive growth, mature women are often left behind. Brooke Doherty and Evelyn Sprague, founders of Just Us Skincare in Indio, are changing that with products designed for mature skin. Welcome, ladies. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
So tell us how you met.
Oh, it is such an exciting story how everybody should meet. We met at a whiskey bar.
Oh, fun.
On the Upper West Side in New York, where I was accompanying my husband on a business trip. I had just launched Just Us Skincare, and I'd kind of gotten to the end of my ability to grow it as a company. And I was fortunate enough that this gorgeous, tall, younger woman walked in, and she was working in big beauty at the time, and I plucked up my nerve to give her my card, and I sent her some products, and she called.
Serendipitous.
Yeah, and then we partnered up, and we realized that there was this huge gaping hole in the market, and nobody was talking to people my age, postmenopausal women.
So you moved from the East Coast to La Quinta, and now Just Us is your main focus here. Tell me about the difference between mature skin and younger skin. Why does it need a different product?
Well, like when you go through puberty, when you hit perimenopause, your skin is hit with a big hormonal change, and everything changes. You may break out again, you may get super dry, but if you've been through it, you know that your skin really stops kidding you. And things that you may have spent money on in the past stop working, and you don't know why, and you keep spending more money, and nothing works.
What do you put in your products that are different than other products? What makes you guys so unique, you girls so unique?
Sure. I mean, I think there's a couple of things. And when I first met Brooke and used the products, it was like, it spoke to me. It was my ethos of everything I wanted to do. But we really look at ancient botanicals that have been used by shamans and healers for centuries. Things have been very medicinal that also are very beautifying. And we pair them with the best of modern science. But I think the trick is that we kind of had this idea of what if? You know, what if you can pair those? But what if we put it at the maximum levels that we can? Like, why are we just putting enough to be on the label? Let's use as much as possible. So really it's about a lot of ingredients and really good ones paired together.
It's amazing how much you can pack into this little jar. What is this?
Well, these are oils and butters that Mostly Brazilian rainforest healers and shamans. They've been using them for years. We started studying them in the early 1900s, but they've been used to cure like shingles and hives and poison ivy and every kind of imaginable situation. And we started wondering, well, if they're that good for curing skin issues, what if we use them for beauty? And so everything in here is calibrated. The lipids are calibrated to work together. It's all it is oils and butters. But there are things that, as you said, that you've never heard of.
And what I loved about reading about you both was that you are really mindful about giving back. Tell me a little bit more about some of the charities you support, because from what I was reading, each product has a specific charity that some of the proceeds go to.
So we do have a line, it's called Small Batch, Big Change. And so our small batch ones are dedicated to different causes that are really important to us. And that was something that personally for both of us has been a big part of the brand. This month, we're really excited that we're working with Unite for Her, which is focusing on, September is Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month, and is focusing on providing kind of whole body or integrative services to women facing breast and ovarian cancer at no cost. And so it's really, really important.
Where can people find you?
So we're sold online. We're at justusskincare.com. So justusskincare.com. We're also on all of the social, and we do have some of our SKUs on Amazon.
Okay, wonderful. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us. It's so nice to see this wonderful line launched right here in our backyard.
Thanks for having us, Mary.
Thank you for the time.
And we'll be right back.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Babies are experts at paying attention to only what is genuinely fascinating, and we couldn't agree more.
Checking the Agua Caliente Casino cam view. Yeah, clear skies over the valley right now. Official sunrise about 10 minutes away. Yesterday, we had temperatures that were kind of mild around the valley. Nice day. A lot of sunshine, 102, close to that normal 103 in the valley. Currently, 65 degrees up at Yucca Valley, 71,000 Palms, a little warmer at the airport. Palm Springs, 78 degrees right now, and light winds. Going to be out of the southeast a little later on today, this afternoon, but still relatively dry for the valley. Nothing in radar over Southern California. That will change later this week, and I'll explain in just a bit. Yeah, hot and dry today. 100 degrees to 104, putting us close to normal today with those numbers, with plenty of sunshine for the valley. Specifically, 100 degrees in Palm Springs, 101 at Indio, 102,000 Palms, 90s up north and to our west. A little later on this afternoon under clear skies. Overnight lows, upper 70s, lower 80s. Again, clear skies for the valley as we move into early tomorrow morning. Now, Tuesday, we add a few more degrees. That'll be our hottest day with temps slightly above normal, 103 to 107. Again, mostly clear skies. We will see rain, but well down into Mexico. Nothing for us. All part of things to come for us in the valley. So 103 on Tuesday with mostly sunny skies, 105 at Indio, 106 at Palm Desert. Rain estimates today and tomorrow stay out of Southern California. The most part, you can see a few speckles there for Tuesday, but for the most part, we stay rain-free. Winds will pick up on Tuesday out of the west a little bit. Late in the afternoon, early evening, but only like around the San Gorgonio Pass. Maybe a little gusty occasionally with teens as far as miles per hour in the desert, hot springs, and wind-prone areas along and north of I-10. But surface moisture will be moving up. Today, relatively dry, but we begin to see 60-degree dew points Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday into the Coachella Valley. Why? Well, we're going to track the tropics, and I talked about this a week ago. Mario, a tropical storm which died and then was resurrected and now moving its way to the northwest and paralleling the Baja Peninsula there. It'll fall apart by Wednesday into Thursday, but some of that moisture will be tapped into and be pulled up in Southern California. Wednesday, we stay dry here as far as rain in Southern California, hit and miss light showers in Southern California. But then on Thursday into Friday, we got two gears working for the rain being pushed up in our area. Low pressure center, counterclockwise rotation, opposite rotation with the high. Those are the gears that pull up that moisture into Southern California. So a good chance of rain for Southern California Thursday and Friday. The ensemble forecast very generous with the rain estimates those 2 days, up to maybe 1/3 of an inch in the Coachella Valley, more so in the mountains, up to 1/2 an inch there. And thunderstorms will be a possibility in the mountains. Not so much with the National Weather Service. They think maybe total accumulation close to 2/10 of an inch in Palm Springs, with the highest totals happening noon to 6 p.m. on Thursday. For Indio, southeast end of the valley, we're looking at Thursday morning, and then that begins to taper off late Friday into Saturday. As far as temps with the clouds and the rain, we're only going to get up to the 90s on Friday afternoon. Comfort Air 7-day forecast, sunshine around 100 degrees today, a little hotter tomorrow, still mostly sunny skies. The moisture begins to move up, chance of rain, best shot Thursday and Friday. Mountain thunderstorms a good possibility with highs in the 90s.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night.
Hey there, Hashtag holiday calendar and pop quiz. There's Chris behind us here. You got Mary ready to answer some questions along with you. Coming up, loosely related to one of the days happening. Monday, September 15th, 2025, brought to you by One Coachella Valley. National Double Cheeseburger Day is today. National Cheeseburger Day is Thursday, September 18th, coming up. But double the cheese today on your hamburger.
I'll take it.
Okay, double the cheese.
Good.
That looks like a big hamburger there. How do you even open your mouth?
I
to
don't
take a
even
bite of that
know.
thing?
You have to eat it kind of like in a stack.
Okay. Loosen up the jaw.
Yeah.
Okay. National Cheese Toast Day. Yeah, another cheese day. Easy to make meal. Cheese toast consists of crispy bottom toast with melted cheese on top. Looks pretty good, huh? Simple snack,
Really good.
right? Okay. Also, International Dot Day. Talked about this last year at this time. What's it all about? A teacher came up with this about a couple decades ago. She was trying to encourage children to draw something. But she said, we'll put a dot on the paper to get you started, and that's how it begins, I guess.
Oh, very
National
nice.
Dot Day. That's kind of interesting. Also, National Make a Hat Day. It's another creativity day. Design, create, and make a hat. You know, fedora, cowboy, baseball, it's all okay. You know, when I was a kid in grade school, I was always encouraged to make my own hat, you know, cone shape, and then they have me sit in the corner.
Oh, is
kind of
that
thing.
right?
Yeah.
Actually, we've got a new business in town called the Hat Bar. It's on El Paseo. You can make your own hat. You can make your own cowboy hat or baseball hat and
Really?
put your own logos on it. It's really cool.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
That's a place to visit today on
Yes.
National Make a Hat Day. We have 2 hat-related questions in today's pop quiz. First of 2, bring it up. The Dr. Seuss children's book, The Cat in the Hat, tells the story of a tall, anthropomorphic cat who shows up at a house of Sally and her brother to show them tricks. During his stay, the cat brings out a big red box. What's in the box?
Ooh, boy.
A, a flummox. B, things. C, yaps.
Oh, goodness. I've read all of these books and now I'm like blanking. But I'm going to say things.
B, Chris? Got a letter there? B, okay, control room.
Could it be a flummox
Your
in
turn
the
here.
box?
Everybody thinks it's a B. What's
thing
wrong
one
with you? No, you're right. Yeah,
Is
it
it?
It's things, yeah. Things in the box. Okay. Second hat-related question in the pop quiz. Let's bring that one up. Singer Joe Cocker recorded the song You Can Leave Your Hat On in 1986 for his album Cocker. The song found increased popularity that year when the tune was included in the film 9½ Weeks during a striptease scene featuring actress Kim Basinger's character. Name the songwriter who wrote You Can Leave Your Hat On. Bring it up a little bit as we look at the possible answers. A, Neil Diamond. B, Paul Simon. And C, Randy Newman.
Wow. Jeez, boy, that's a tough one. Who wrote it? I love this song. It's so good.
Gotta be.
Paul Simon. Gosh, I was
C in the
thinking
back.
that too. I was thinking either B or C.
Got a C. You got one B. What is the
What
answer?
is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
Randy
it's
Newman.
Randy Newman.
Anybody
Darn
have a
it.
C? Yeah, I
yes,
think Chris did,
Chris
right?
got it. And I think Nick got it way in the back, too.
Okay.
Did you, Nick? Yes?
Yes, he did.
I think he did.
He's waving in the back. You can barely
Yes,
see him.
good
Okay.
job, guys.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, as we go into break, I'm going to strip tease during the song.
What?
During the break. You won't see it. You won't see it.
NBC Palm Springs.
Welcome back on this Monday morning, September 15th. I'm Mary Strong. Thanks so much for waking up with us this morning. We'll have your AccuWeather forecast coming up in just a few minutes with Jerry. But first, it's time for Know Before You Go, where we tell you about all the major construction projects going on in the Valley for the week, so you can avoid getting caught in traffic and know before you go. Joining us once again live from the CV Sync Traffic Management Center in Palm Desert is Program Manager Chris Gunterson. Chris, I hope you had a great weekend. Happy Monday to you. What are some of the areas we should avoid this week?
Oh, good morning, Mary. Thanks for having me again. We thought we were done with construction over summer, right? No, we still have a lot going on. Today, we're going to start in the city of Rancho Mirage. They're kicking off a new project starting today. It's a slurry seal project on Highway 111. This is going to go from border to border. So was that Jermaine Gibson on the west end and Parkview, Bob Hope area on the east end. This is expected to take about 2.5 weeks. They're going to be on 111 this week. There's a couple of closures on Monterey that'll take place next week. I'll cover that more next week when we get there. But again, about 2.5 weeks. You could use Gerald Ford as an alternate route for this. Frank Sinatra, a lot of people think they could take that. But the city of Rancho Mirage is requesting that you use Gerald Ford as an alternate route. And now we're going to, also for that, if you want some more details on that, we do have a detailed page there that you can go to. If you want to still it and take a snapshot of that, that gives you more of the schedule. They're going to do it in sections so that we're not tearing up the entire road. But again, they're going to close inside lanes and then outside lanes. So very similar to what we've been dealing with in the Quinta area. You're just going to have a lot of construction equipment out there. So definitely want to slow down, use that alternate route. That'll really be a big help. Next, we're going to go to Palm Desert. This is a project that's been going on for a few weeks, actually a few months. And that's the Cook Street project. It's done by the Coachella Valley Water District. They're putting in some water lines. And this is entering into a new phase. I'll get some more details on that phase next week, but there's still a lot of lane closures, a couple signals in red flash. Your alternate route for that is going to be Monterey Avenue or Portola. Again, we'll get some more details on when they plan on wrapping this up, but it's still quite the mess out there, especially as the high school traffic is coming in and out. It can get pretty busy out there. So avoid that area, especially in the early morning and in the afternoon when school's breaking. And we're going to finish up in Indian Wells today. This is a project that is beginning to wrap up. They did a paving project there. They also did some improvements on Washington Street. They've got the striping down. The road has been paved. They're doing some landscaping, but I bet you that we're going to be able to wrap this one up next week. Crews are doing an excellent job out there. It's going to be a nice road surface, especially with the events that come up during the fall and the spring over there. So your safety tip for the week, as we wrap things up, it's we're focusing on pedestrian safety this week, as the police department is. And the tip for the week is if you're at an intersection and you see somebody on the corner waiting to cross, before you make that right-hand turn, make sure you get eye contact with them so you know what they're going to do. And likewise, if you're the pedestrian wanting to cross the road, make eye contact with the driver. That way, everybody's kind of on the same page that you are going to step off that curb. And when I used to work in traffic, I was actually hit 3 times. And this is the area that I got hit. So, and that's even wearing a vest. So you got to be real careful out there. Anyway, that's our safety tip for the week. Remember, put the phone down, slow down, and have a safe week out there.
Wow, Chris, I didn't know that. You got hit 3 times. That's crazy. You know, I always think to myself, it's just as important for us as pedestrians to be responsible for making sure we're safe too, right? There's so many people I see crossing the street on their phone. And I think, boy, you got to look up and make sure, you know, you keep yourself protected, because sometimes drivers don't see you.
Yeah, I got lucky. So they were just little bumps, but definitely, if I wasn't paying attention, it could have been a lot worse.
Absolutely. Wow, great tip. All right, thanks, Chris. Always good to see you, and we'll see you next Monday.
Have a great week.
Thanks. You too. On to our other stories this morning. U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent and Trade Representative Jamieson Greer were in Madrid, Spain yesterday to begin trade talks with Chinese officials. Some of the issues that were expected to be discussed are the strained trade ties between the two countries, along with a looming deadline for TikTok and Washington's demands that its allies place tariffs on China over its purchases of Russian oil. The talks mark the fourth time in 4 months that the delegations have met in European cities to try to keep a fractured U.S.-China trade relationship from collapsing amid President Donald Trump's tariffs push. Trade experts said there was little likelihood of a substantial breakthrough in the talks hosted by Spain, which has also sought to improve ties with Beijing in recent years. On the topic of TikTok, President Donald Trump says he's also talking with China about the future of TikTok. Those talks come just days before a critical deadline that will determine whether the popular social media app remains available in the United States or goes away. The president said the future of TikTok is up to China. Congress passed a law last year requiring TikTok's parent company ByteDance to sell the app to an American buyer or face a ban in the United States. Lawmakers believe TikTok poses a security risk to the United States because China owns it. The law was supposed to take effect months ago, but the president has repeatedly extended it and has allowed TikTok to continue to operate in the United States. It's possible the president could extend the deadline again when it comes up on Wednesday. The Trump administration is asking Congress to approve additional funding to bolster security measures for executive and judicial branches of the government. That's according to a leadership aide. The $58 million security request follows the assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk and comes amid a surge in threats against public officials. The funding would include additional security for Supreme Court justices and congressional lawmakers. In the coming weeks, lawmakers are expected to continue negotiating a plan to temporarily fund the government by September 30th to avert a shutdown. New details are emerging about the ideology behind the alleged shooter of conservative influencer Charlie Kirk. Meanwhile, in Washington, tributes took place, including a vigil Sunday night at the Kennedy Center. Bafta Imam has details.
As crowds gather to pay tribute to conservative activist Charlie Kirk, charges are expected to be filed Tuesday against the alleged shooter, 22-year-old Tyler Robinson, says Utah's Governor Spencer Cox.
He does come from a conservative family, but his ideology was very different than his family.
State records show Robinson is not affiliated with the political party, nor did he vote in the two most recent general elections. Kirk was critical of transgender people and trans rights. And Governor Cox says Robinson disliked Kirk and his viewpoints. Part of the pieces of information gathered during interviews with loved ones, including the suspect's former roommate, who was also his boyfriend.
A boyfriend who is transitioning from male to female, so we know that piece. I will say that that person has been very cooperative.
But he says that's not the case with the suspect, who's not cooperating. The governor adding the roommate had no idea about Robinson's possible plans. Meanwhile, in Washington,
trying to calm the nerves.
The unease around security for members of Congress continues as some cancel events or move them indoors.
When Charlie Kirk was shot, I said to somebody immediately, that could be you or me.
Plans for a massive memorial are underway for this Sunday, and it's expected to draw thousands, including President Trump.
I'm going to be going to Charlie's, I guess you'd call it a funeral. There's the small one. I said, can we do the big one? Because we're going to give him the Presidential Medal of Freedom, which is a big deal.
The movement my husband built will not die. It won't. I refuse to let that happen.
Kirk's wife spoke publicly for the first time, calling her husband a martyr and vowing to continue his legacy, which has gained even more support after his assassination. In Washington, Bafta Imam, NBC News.
It's time now for Your Health Today, brought to you by Inland Empire Health Plan. Today, the Trump administration has suspended some funding for its flagship AIDS relief program known as PEPFAR. The international organizations and members of Congress warn the cuts are already hurting patients and critical projects globally. The full extent of the budget-related PEPFAR is highly unclear. Congress still battling the White House's proposed budget clawbacks and withholding of billions of dollars in funding. PEPFAR's funding was primarily implemented by U.S. aid, which President Trump dismantled earlier this year. The State Department later issued a waiver to exempt life-saving services from that freeze, including those of PEPFAR. But nonprofits are sounding the alarm that HIV and AIDS projects have been terminated and implementations of planned initiatives has also been stalled. The rising popularity of electric bikes and scooters has a group of U.S. doctors urging caution. The American College of Surgeons says it's seeing a surge in injuries across the country, particularly among children and teens. Mandy Gaither has more on the growing concern and how to stay safe.
It's a popular way to get around. Electric scooters and bikes can get you where you're going fast. But doctors warn the rising number of them on the road is causing another kind of surge.
When we get our trauma alerts, a lot of times I'm thinking, okay, is it another e-bike or e-scooter injury? Because they become more and more common.
Pediatric trauma surgeon Dr. Mark Levy with Orlando Health says his hospital alone has seen a 250% increase in emergency room visits from e-bike and e-scooter accidents. But the American College of Surgeons says it's a problem nationwide, with more than 20,000 people hurt while riding electric bikes every year. About 3,000 of those require hospitalization.
E-scooters and e-bikes can attain speeds as high as 20 to 30 miles per hour. Some e-bikes can go as fast as 50 miles per hour.
Levy says head injuries are the most common, and there have also been deaths. He says many times riders he sees in the ER either didn't have a helmet or weren't wearing the right one. As speeds increase, Levy says a stronger helmet with a higher rating is needed for protection.
This helmet is rated a level 3 helmet, which would be up to a 28 miles per hour. And you can see it has a kind of a full shell around it that protects the head. It's also harder than the other one and is better for these higher rates of speed.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Earlier, we showed you a photo of a location somewhere in the Coachella Valley, and I told you I'd show you that photo again and give you one more hint before we reveal it at the end of our broadcast. So here is the photo. Take a good look. Here's the hint. The sports center also has a bar and pro shop. Think about that. We'll tell you more about this special location coming up later in our broadcast. Next on your morning news, NBC's Hallie Jackson takes a deep dive into the growth of buy now, pay later programs. That's coming up. But first, we're going to head over to Jerry in the Weather Center for a look at what's ahead in your forecast. Hi, Jerry.
Let's see what's in the weather headlines today. Well, we'll see plenty of sunshine, nice weather today, dry, relative humidity, a little hotter tomorrow. But later in the week, we have a chance of showers and thunderstorms, even some precipitation for the Coachella Valley. I'll explain. Full forecast, that's next.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
These are experts at paying attention to only what is genuinely fascinating. And we couldn't agree more. NBC Palm Springs News. Even astronauts tune in for their news.
Oh, beautiful sunrise. That just came up a few minutes ago. That's our Walter Clark 111 cam. Anyway, plenty of sunshine later this afternoon, near normal numbers yesterday. Beautiful day. I was at the pool enjoying the weather. 102 degrees, the high in Palm Springs, 103 the normal. Today will be around that, maybe at or slightly above 100 degrees this afternoon. Currently, we have 78 degrees at Desert Hot Springs, 69,000 Palms, 78 degrees Palm Springs, 64 at Banning, light winds. They'll be out of the southeast a little later on this afternoon, but light. Nothing in radar over Southern California. That will change later in the week. Yes, we have some changes coming up as far as precipitation, but not today. Hot and dry, 100 to 104 under clear skies for the Coachella Valley. Some of the highs include 100 degrees at Palm Springs, 101 at Indio, 1,000 Palms, 102. 90s, high desert and San Gorgonio Pass, overnight lows. Upper 70s, lower 80s, again under clear skies for the valley. Tomorrow we'll still see sunshine, but it'll be our hottest day in the next several days in front of us. 103 to 107, mostly sunny skies, still relatively dry with an onshore flow that'll pick up a little bit. But 103 tomorrow in Palm Springs under sunshine, 105 at Indio, 106 at Palm Desert. Okay, as far as rainfall estimates today and tomorrow, nothing happening really over Southern California. Winds will pick up a little bit more on Tuesday, but only in the wind-prone areas like the San Gorgonio Pass, somewhat Desert Hot Springs, and in the wind-prone areas, but we're talking teens as far as wind speeds with that onshore flow tomorrow. But most importantly, in our next few days, we'll see the moisture level move up. 60-degree dew points as we move into Wednesday, Thursday, and again on Friday. You can see the spike in moisture with middle of the day relative humidity Thursday. That'll be the same on Friday. It's all because of Mario. It's a tropical storm. It died and came back to life. It's moving its way to the northwest right now. It'll come to an end, become a remnant low by Wednesday or Thursday, but it's the moisture being pulled up into Southern California that'll play a role in our forecast. Not much in the way of rain on Wednesday. It's late in the day, most of it to the south of us. Nothing for the Coachella Valley, but that'll change on Thursday. We have gears, low pressure center to our west and a high pressure center to our east, combining to pull up that moisture into Southern California. And temperatures go down too because of the cloud cover and of course the chance of rain. But you can see the coverage here over the southwest. Now the ensemble forecast very generous with the estimates. We're looking at maybe up to 1/3 of an inch in the Coachella Valley, more so in the mountains. And the National Weather Service says maybe about 2/10 of an inch, with the highest totals happening Thursday afternoon on the west end of the valley. And then Indio says the most will happen Thursday morning. But you can see a little bit on and off shower activity through Friday, comes to an end Saturday. Temps will stay cool too, 90s for highs on Friday afternoon. Comfort Air 7-day forecast, 100 degrees for Palm Springs today. Plenty of sunshine, dry air. 103 with mostly sunny skies on Wednesday. Clouds begin to build late in the day Wednesday, setting up that chance of showers and thunderstorms. Mountain storms are a possibility. Highs in the valley, 90s.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but Even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Today in Consumer News, the head of Klarna talks about the rising popularity of buy now, pay later platforms and what it may be signaling for the economy. NBC's Hallie Jackson has more.
Groceries are expensive, but I got all of this today for $55.
These days, more and more people are buying it now.
It's not just for buying clothes.
And paying for it later. Call it modern day layaway. Hugely helpful for Randus Denny's in Memphis.
It makes it much easier to kind of navigate through life sometimes.
He says he uses it for everything from plane tickets to groceries, then pays it off in a series of fixed interest-free installments over time.
It's an option to where if something happens, I have an easy access to purchase something.
His company of choice? Klarna, with 26 million users in the U.S. and partnerships this year with retailers like Walmart and with DoorDash. That move lighting up the internet.
We cannot start going into debt over a burrito.
What do you say to people who are looking at your partnership with DoorDash, for example, and going, that seems ridiculous to use a buy now, pay later for that?
Well, first and foremost, I think all of them are using the credit card when they buy online with DoorDash, so they're already borrowing. The truth is that Klarna doesn't only do credit. 20% of our transactions are debit, where people pay the full amount. So we're much more like a PayPal wallet.
Do you ever worry that any of your customers are going to get in over their head and overextend themselves?
For sure. And as any form of credit, they will, right? But if I look at the actual outcomes, I know our losses are 20, 30% lower than credit card. So I know the product is healthier, but it's still credit.
Klarna CEO Sebastian Shemiatkovsky says customers rarely use buy now, pay later for groceries. Instead, for bigger ticket items, taking advantage of 0% interest during the payback period.
It could be a $100 purchase, usually, on average. And it could be a piece of clothing. It could be a ticket to a concert.
Some experts point to concerns over these kinds of short-term loans.
It's convenient for people that don't have a credit card or don't want to pay the high interest fees associated with the credit card, but it also leads to a lot of impulse buying and potentially other risks.
A recent survey shows 41% of buy now, pay later users say they paid late at least once in the past year. That's up from 34% the year before. If people miss a payment, they may have to pay a late fee or be charged interest, depending on their plan. Klarna says the vast majority of its customers pay on time.
We borrow for such a short period of time, so people pay us back in 50, 60 days on average. What I've seen with Klarna is our ability to adapt to new economical recession or if it's a more positive, we can adopt very, very quickly.
So you feel like you're more nimble in a moment where there is economic uncertainty.
Exactly.
But now Klarna wants to be known as more than a place for buy now, pay later. They're expanding, launching a new card, getting into mobile phone plans, and just this week, a major milestone, going public. The company now worth more than $16 billion.
We're coming from Europe where we have learned how to compete and be successful on much lower rates. We look at the US, we're like, wow, we can offer products that are so much more affordable, so much better, and we can still make money.
Even as a 20-year-old company, you feel like Klarna can be a disruptor here.
Very much so. That's what that's my whole aspiration, 100%.
And now the Agua Caliente Entertainment Report, brought to you by Agua Caliente Casinos.
A couple of first-year TV series won big at the Emmy Awards Sunday night, taking away multiple wins, including Best Drama and Best Comedy. Mark Barger highlights some of the night's winners. Take a look.
And the Emmy goes to The Studio.
A TV satire about making movies made history at the Emmy Awards Sunday night.
Best Comedy and Best Actor for series co-creator Seth Rogen among its 13 wins.
Cut!
The most ever for a comedy.
Thank you very much. I'm legitimately embarrassed by how happy this makes me.
Honors for Best Drama went to
The Pit.
That medical series also earned Noah Wiley Best Actor.
To anybody who's going on shift tonight or coming off shift tonight, thank you for being in that job.
His first Emmy. Wiley's co-star Catherine LaNasa won Supporting Actress honors,
Oh my goodness.
while lead actress went to Severance's Britt Lauer, and her co-star Tremel Tillman won Supporting Actor.
And as my mama would say, ooh, look at God.
Jean Smart made it 4 straight wins as Best Actress in a Comedy for Hacks,
Thank you so much. You honor me so much.
while her co-star Hannah Einbender won her first Emmy for Supporting Actress.
This is also punk rock.
Adolescent scored Best Limited Series and 5 more honors,
Standing up here is just, wow, it's just so surreal.
including Supporting Actor for 15-year-old Owen Cooper.
The clock is ticking and we have a shield.
Peacock's The Traitors won Best Reality Competition Series, while SNL 50 took Best Variety Special.
The Late Show with Stephen Colbert.
A show on its way out captured Best Talk Series for the first time, with its host quoting Prince.
Stay strong, be brave, and if the elevator tries to bring you down, go crazy and punch a higher floor.
Rising to the occasion on TV's biggest night. Mark Barger, NBC News.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Babies are experts at paying attention to only what is genuinely fascinating, and we couldn't agree more.
It's time to reveal our special location for our broadcast today. Did you guess where this is? It's the Pickled Bar in Palm Desert. It's an indoor pickleball court off Dinah Shore Drive, equipped with 4 professional courts and, most importantly, air conditioning. And it's got a bar and a cool pro shop. It's a really nice place to play pickleball.
Play pickleball, get pickled.
That's right. There you go.
Forecast today, lots of sunshine, dry air, a little hotter tomorrow, chance of rain Thursday and Friday, including mountain thunderstorms.
We've got more news coming